So you just found out that your class that you normally teach in the classroom is now going online. So what do you do? Well, I want to share with you 5 things that I use in every single online class I teach that makes my life a lot easier and hopefully will also make your life a lot easier. So I'm going to put timestamps below in the description part. So if there's one of these tools you don't want to use, you don't have to, you can skip ahead. But these are all Google products, and I'm going to show you YouTube, Google Voice, Google Docs, Google Meet, and Google Sheets. And these are tools that I use to upload lectures, to communicate with students, and to really maximize my workflow so I'm more efficient with my time and my resources. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're actually gonna create a Google account so that we can access all 5 of these resources. So open up our web browser and head over to Google and click on Sign In. Now, if you already have a sign-in account, go ahead and sign in here. If you don't, just click on Create Account and you're going to be able to create an account right there. I already have an email, so I will go ahead and sign in. So after you've signed in, if you look up here, you'll see this little cube looking icon. And if you click on this, you're going to see all of these Google tools that you can use. So the first tool I want to show you is YouTube. So if you click on YouTube, this screen is going to be brought up, and this is YouTube. Hopefully you've been on it before. And you will find this little video camera button up at the very top, and it says the words Create. So click on this and click on Upload Video. And this, YouTube is the place where I can upload videos, I can upload my lectures, so I can help my students really feel like they're able to see the course material. So whenever I click on the Create button, it is going to let me upload a file right here. So I can either drag an item over to my Dropbox, or I can click on Select File, and I can find a video from my computer and upload it to YouTube. So here is a lecture I did that I can upload. And I let this file upload, and then there will be a few things that I can type in. I can change the title. I can fill in a description if I would like. And I will click this box here that says it's not made for kids. YouTube requires that just so they can make sure that there are safe things on YouTube. After I do that, I click Next. Nothing I need to do on this screen. Then visibility. This is important because this is the thing that will say if everyone can view your YouTube video or just your students, just your class. Now you don't want to make it private because sometimes students can have issues accessing it. But you also don't want to make it public unless you're okay with your lectures being on YouTube. I list some of my videos as public because I don't mind other faculty using them. But for things that are very specific to my classes and to my students, I will mark them as unlisted. So for this video, I will mark this as unlisted, and I will save this video link that's right here. So this is going to be the video link that I can send to my students. It's what I can put in my Blackboard course so that my students have access to view this. I will click the Save button. And what's going to happen now is YouTube is going to process this video and put it online. And it's going to host this video for me so that I don't have to send this large file to my class. And instead, they're going to be able to access this on YouTube, which is really, really useful. So if you look right here, this is the video I just tried to upload, and I can just wait for it to upload. And it usually takes about 5-10 minutes to upload depending on how long of the file it is. But after that, it is ready to go. So that is YouTube, and that is what I use for lectures. So next tool I wanted to talk about is Google Voice, and I use this to track my communication with students. Now, I used to use my cell phone to track all my students, but whenever I have 100 plus students, it's really nice to be able to track them, and Google does a really great job of doing this. So in order to access this tool, what you'll do is you'll come over to your Gmail. This is where if you set anything up for email, you would click on. And down here, you're gonna see a little phone call icon. And if you click on this phone call icon, you can type in a number and you can call someone directly. And you have two options. It will either call your cell phone first and then you answer. And when you do that, what's kind of neat about it is it doesn't let the student see your personal phone number. They just see this phone number assigned by Google to you. Or you can actually call directly over your computer and do that if you have a strong Wi-Fi signal and you don't have a lot of background noise, but those are two ways that work really well. Another thing that I like to do is I like to send text messages. If I have 100 plus students and I don't have time for a really long phone call with each student, I can send a quick text message to a student. And I do that by coming down and right next to the phone calls button, it says Hangout Conversations. I believe this is called Google Meet or Google Hangouts. They keep on changing the name, but it's the same type of concept. But you click on Start a New Conversation, you enter someone's phone number, and you can send them a text message. And here's kind of an example of it being able to track your communication. So you can scroll down, you can find everyone you've called, you can find just your different conversations. So it tracks voicemails, it tracks text messages, and different conversations that you've had. So this is really a great thing. It will also transcribe voicemails for you, so you can listen to them, and it will also write them out, which is really handy. So the next tool I want to show you is Google Docs. And Google Docs is a lot like Microsoft Word. The difference is that it lives in the cloud. It lives on the internet. And what I like about this is that I can access it from my cell phone and I can access it from my computer. And if I'm on a library computer or if I'm in the office, I can access it there no matter what. So the way you get there is you click up here and you go to Google Drive. And you scroll over to Google Drive, and then you can create a new Google Doc. So if you click on Google Doc right here, it's going to open up what looks exactly like a Microsoft Word file. And that's exactly what it is. And what I like to do here is I like to keep my announcements here, or discussion topics whenever I'm working in threaded discussions, or lecture ideas. So here's like an example of my announcements for a public speaking class that I teach. And so I have all of these saved here, and I can copy and paste them each week, since a lot of times it's the exact same content from semester to semester. And if I scroll down, I can just copy and paste these over into my actual course, and it's really easy to do that. So another tool that I like is Google Sheets, and that's also within the Google Drive. And if you scroll over here, it's just Google Sheets, and Google Sheets is just like an Excel document. Now what I love about this is I can actually come up with a checklist that I need to do each day. So if I know I need to check email, I need to call at-risk students, I need to grade assignments. So here's like a sample of what I could do to try to keep myself on track. So I could build my tasks that I need to do each day, and then I could have each day, I could write down an X after I do them. And then on Tuesday I can come back. And so this is really helpful for keeping you on task, especially if there are things that are easy to slip your mind. And if you have them on a list here, it's going to live on your phone that you can access, and it's also going to live up in the cloud, and you can constantly reference that again and again. This is another great idea if you have a student roll, a student list, and you have all your students in there, and as you call each student, you can check them off. You could write the date that you called them, and you can write any notes, and this is just a great tool to track students. All right, so the last tool I want to show you is a great tool for doing office hours with students. And this is called Google Meet. And in order to find this, you go up to your calendar. So you find the calendar icon, click on that. And whenever you're in your calendar, you can modify it a bunch of ways. I like to have the week view, but you can change it to day or month. But you come down, you find a time that you'd like to meet with your student. You say meeting with, you can say meeting with Anne. You can add a Google Meet video conference. And you can now send this link to your student, and you have an instant way to meet with your student online, either through video or just as a calendar invite that you can send them, that you can call them on the phone via Google Voice. So that is it. I hope that maybe one of these tools is helpful for you and that teaching online is not as overwhelming, especially when you've got a lot of these free and easy resources that you can use on Google. So if you have any really helpful tools, I'd love for you to share them in the comments below, and perhaps other people will be able to find your tools useful as well. So thanks everyone, and good luck with fall semester.